Right, Ledges, just going to do a quick market outlook on, or market review, whatever, on ES, 6J, and use a yen example, CAD yen. Okay, so I think we get some decent moves coming in, if I'm correct. But we'll see. So let's plan it out, and then we'll see if it gives us the trigger. Okay, so let's start with the yearly. What stands out? So I'm going to start off by drawing the yearly levels. So if you look, what's capping the market is here, we broke above. What's the other yearly level there? Okay, and then obviously last year's high. So these are the yearly levels, each yearly high. There. Let's go down now, refine it a bit more, and say, okay, how have they behaved? Well, as you can see, that yearly levels as support there. We deviated it here, okay, and then we found support above here and pushed up. This year has been cut by that yearly level. Okay, so more of a swing perspective, and then you can just do the same thing on the lower time frames. So what do I see from here? So from here, you can see, well, we're above that yearly level, but it was above there last time. So we deviated it, got above it, found support. It's consolidating. It's been range bound really. It's been tough, unless you're day trading it or short term trading both sides. It's been tough, but we're still above here. Okay, so bigger picture view, as long as it's above here, I'm assuming we go there. Okay, so that's just an idea. What do I need to see for trigger? Okay, let's break it down further. So just establishing, main reason I do that, the yearly levels, is to establish, okay, where do I need to focus on? So instead of looking at, once I've established, okay, we're within this boundary, okay, I can just focus within here instead of worrying about all this or whatever. Okay, just narrowing it down, defining my range to work within. Now if I look at this right now, it's quite clear, isn't it? We're at KSR, which is here. So was finding resistance here, it dropped, first low, this is the low they couldn't breach here. Okay, there. So it's simple. If it breaks above, where is it most likely to go? Towards here, possibly then to push towards here. So what would I need to see? Still range, but still not made a clean break. But I like the way, see the way it's consolidating here. Usually when I see that resistance, it usually means, okay, we're probably gonna get ready to break out. Then I can refine that a bit more and say, okay, let's go to the, I don't know, does it really matter? Whatever chart that makes it seem cleaner. I say, okay, if it's, before I do that, if it's gonna go up, where would be the next logical objective to reach for? Probably around here. Okay, I'd be more conservative. I could say, oh well, these highs, but you can see that support, resistance. Okay, just more high probability target than the extremes. Support, resistance, resistance, deviate to get back below it. Okay, so we're right around here right now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get a separate level, just to mark that out there. So right there. So within that you can just see more refined levels. So all I want to see now is if it makes a clean break above and holds, my objective is going to be there. If it breaks that, well, that's a more refined range in itself. That's broken out of this range, probability wise. Then most likely probably going to push towards that, and even towards that we've got this high and this high. Just objective to reach for. What if I'm wrong? What if it's going to go back and continue range bound? Okay, so that's my trigger. If it makes a clean breakout, probability wise, I'm going to reach for there. So level to level until, and which could evolve into something swing. So we've got this here. So actually, just let me do it properly. To the downside, what do we have? Well, this is capping the market to the downside. Okay, so if it breaks below here, just like we broke below here, push lower, then I'll be looking for a setup pushing towards this here and here. On the way, obviously we've got this to contend with. That could be a day trade objective. If I'm not confident enough it's going to reach there, it could be like this. Well, that's fine. Well, what I do know is if it breaks that, the high probability target is probably towards there. Then if it breaks that, well, that was resistance before. Okay, then I could extend the targets towards there and then there. So because it's still range bound, if it gets back within that range and it doesn't break out, I'm gonna have to treat it as a day trade and just play it level to level within that range until it gives me a clear breakout. So at this moment in time, I don't have the confidence to swing trade it, but I'm happy to just day trade it while it's within here. When you get the breakout, either way, that'll be more confident. And if it breaks below here, then that's a breakout of the range. We're back below that yearly level. What happened previously? Support, turn, resistance. Well, aiming towards here, the bottom of the range. On the way down, we've got, okay, we've got this here. And if that breaks, we've got this consolidation. Okay. And if that breaks, then we've got that. So level to level until you have the confidence to swing trade it. That's how I'm personally approaching it. I think it's the right or wrong way. It's the way I'm doing it. So that's ES done. Basic outlook. If it does this, then I'm gonna trigger. If it's like a if then process. So let's go into 6J. I think it's gonna be a big move coming in here, and this is mainly based on if you look at all the yen crosses and even 6J on its own, it looks like it's actually a significant swing in my opinion. But let's break it down. So on the yearly, you can see a lot of wicks. I mean, just from a candlestick point of view, okay. I mean, I do look at fundamentals around it as well, but at the end of the day, for me, it's gonna be the trigger. Gonna come from this. So if I look small body candles, there's gonna be a big expansion coming soon. Look at the bodies here, be really contracting around here. So what stands out to me, okay, or what's capping the market? See which level it can't close above. It wicks it, or I like to say deviates it, but it's still being capped. That's a key level there. Okay, I'm ignoring that. This is where the bodies. If I go to the quarterly, get a more clearer view, I can see, you can see what's happening. It's just a bit of a mess, isn't it? So I can refine this down and say, okay, what's capping the upside? Probably here. Okay, so instead of all that, I can zoom my focus in around here. And then what's capping the downside? It's here. So as you can see, this is where the concentration is here. These are just deviations, but it's focused within here. Okay, let's take that forward a bit and zoom in on the monthly. What's within here, I just do the same thing. So what's capping the market here? Well, it's this high. To the downside, it's going to be this level here. And I spoke about this where it was down, if you remember from my Twitter feed. Probably a lot of mess on there right now, but you get the picture where it was trading around here at the time. And I said, okay, we've taken previous month's high out. Every time it comes back to the range high, it comes back to the range low. So this is just range bound idea. Until it breaks out either side, just play it both sides. So at the times here, I said, okay, next logical target is going to be, if you've taken that out into there, back towards this SR level. If that breaks, then towards here. And only if this range low breaks, then we can say extended targets. But that would be the objective to work towards. So now let's look deeper into this and say, okay, this week we've hit that target. Okay, so what happens now? Is it going to? Question is, now I've narrowed down the focus. The two boundaries I'm working within, either it does. So the overall boundaries here, but even within that, there's key SR levels. So this is just zooming into the same thing I did on the quarterly and yearly on the lower time frame, either there or there. So now I'm going to make my decision. The clear-cut play would be, okay, I think it will line up with what the ES is doing as well. If the ES breaks out, then I think the yen will probably break down as well. And they're both at key levels, so let's see how I'm using them as confluence with each other. If we break below here, key SR, then we already higher time frame view, we're already expecting it to go here, then that would be my trigger towards here, because otherwise it could do something like this before it breaks down. So I'd rather play the breakout play where, okay, play with the momentum, and I'd say towards here. If that level breaks, then that's a breakout of the boundary. Then what if it's just an overextension like this before it gets back within? I don't care, I don't need to worry myself. What I do know is, where's the logical target to reach for? If that happens, so just preparing myself for all scenarios. Okay, there. So, to make it easier, if it breaks that, then I could play it towards there. I could be done. Unless it's a clean break, and then if it breaks that, get back in if I already got out, and then towards there, and then I can worry about what happens after that. Okay, that's my profit made. Now, what about here? Now, judging by the yen pairs, I think they're ready to take off if I'm correct on the idea. So what do I have within here to suggest to me, okay, this could be capped right now? Don't know if I'm correct or not, but what do I have to work with? So if I go to the daily, let's see the daily, what do I have? Okay, let's go to the 4 hour perhaps. I'm just switching time frames to see, not to fit my narrative, but just to see which gives me a clearer picture. Okay, so if I look, what's capping the market here? I'd say probably this level here. And what I'll do is I'll just take the midpoint then and say, okay, do I get like a mean level? I'll take the extreme of the range. Okay, there. I'll use that. I prefer to use this one because if I look, that's the low made, that's the initial high made. So on the lower time frame, so let's do a different color now. That's the high that they couldn't break. They tried to break it. So that's that high to me is more important than that high because that's the level they couldn't break and that's the range low. So that's that. And the mean of that, so sorry, I forgot to draw that. Is the midpoint pivotal? If I draw a line across that, yes it is, sort of. And then I can narrow it down and say, okay, I like this level better there. So why do I like that better? Look at the resistance, where it broke above support, support, deviated, got back above its support, so it's using that. So I would say is okay, if I want to be more aggressive, I'll probably be wrong below here if I want to play short term. So if you have some sort of view that says okay, I'm definitely bearish, then you shouldn't go there. Otherwise, me personally, I probably play the breakout. That would just give me that would increase the probability of the idea for me, and then play there. Because otherwise, you could just do something like this, you know. So me personally, I'm happy to play this. If that happens, then towards that, and then if that breaks, then towards there. Okay, and that's it for the that. I'll just throw in a yen pair that I'm focusing on. Okay, just to further confirm the idea. Let's start with the yearly. So I was capping the market to the downside. There's a few levels here. I'm not really drawing the levels here. I mean, just to save time. Okay, so if I look, actually, fuck it, let's just do it from start. Then you can see the process of how I drew the levels. So what's the kilo here? Here. So this is a yen pair. Now you could ask, is this going to be CAD driven or yen driven? Well, if you look across all the yen pairs like Aussie yen, New Zealand yen, pound yen, etc., or euro yen, they're all starting to come up to macro like big levels like monthly, quarterly levels. And even if I'm wrong, bigger picture, these levels are going to offer some sort of support. So if everything's lining up together, then why not? But yeah, that's a quarterly, that's a yearly, quarterly, or whatever. I can break this down and say, okay, within that we've got more levels, haven't we? We've got that, and then we've got the levels to contend with are going to be, well, this is an obvious level here. So that you can see, so see in a lighter color, that you can see that's capping the market right now. And what other levels we got? We got that. So these are just objectives to reach for, okay? And then probably just, I'm being really, really conservative here. I could say that, but it's clear targets to reach for. If I go to the weekly now, you can see on the weekly chart, this is the level that's capping the market, okay? I mean, let me draw some more. These are subjectives. I mean, you can clean your chart up and just have the ones that are most relevant at the time, okay? So, I mean, I don't need these two yet until it breaks out. So just to clean up your chart, sometimes things helps me think clearer if I have less levels. But yeah, so we know, okay, that's the key support, and then there, we're stuck within here now. So if it breaks out, then we'll be reaching for there. Now that's a good day trade objective to reach for. It's like 100 pips within that I can work towards. Okay, so when I say if I'm not clear with a higher time frame swing, well that's fine. If it breaks that, play towards there. If it breaks that, towards there. Bullish bias hinged off of the key level, and each time it's come to this level, it's got some sort of decent reaction, isn't it? Another thing is we've been accumulating for ages. So last time we accumulated for ages, big rally, big accumulation, big rally. Isn't the same thing happening here? Okay, so I'm completely wrong. Obviously, if it makes a clean break below here, then obviously I'm happy to switch my bias and look for shorts. But if it's suggesting to me longs, then I say okay, that's fine. I'll go with that. Then I need to say, okay, what about confirmation? Okay, so if we're still capping it, technically we're still range bound till proven otherwise. I can't just take a long because I want to take a long. Well, this is a key SR level we've come towards, and I spoke about this. I've been similar to it as well. I mean, I don't use trendline, but this is just to show a breakout possibly. Okay, so oh god, that's support level there. That's on the daily. If you look on the full lower time frame, we've got that SR there. So I could be aggressive and say, okay, I could take a long. Probably I'm wrong there. Okay, or I say, okay, forget all of that. I want to get on board when its probabilities are higher. So what I then do is, I'm okay with missing out on this. That's fine. I'll get on board when a key high time frame level is broken, and if the yen breaks out, like I mentioned, okay, then this is a breakout play. So if this is the consolidation that pushed the market lower, I'm going to clean it. Oh yeah, mom. For fuck's sakes. Get rid of this. So if this is the consolidation that took the market lower, then if I'm correct, if it gets back above, that's a deviation then. Back above that KSI level, coupled with the quarterly level, and if the yen is breaking out as well, 6J, then that's a nice long towards that level. Take out these stops here, and that would be the higher probability play for me. And I don't care if I'm missing out on, or you missed out this low, who gives a shit. I'm getting on board when I'm getting on board when the high probability is higher. If the probability is higher, I've got more confidence, put more risk behind the trade idea. Okay, And then this could possibly, if I am correct, and if it is a breakout, then the extended target is probably towards here and then higher up, okay? Or just say level to level there. If that breaks out, look for a setup there towards there, and that's it. So I hope that made sense. I like to more or less like risk on risk off pairs. But yeah, ES6J CADJPY. Hope that helped.